Hello, hello. I'm Mr. Lost Script. I'm Mr. Lost Script. Big Pimp. Doo. Mr. Lost Script. Big Pimp. Doo. That's right. I will be showing you some homes, taking you around. Big Pimp. Doo. That's a lost square. I just expensive wine. Let's start
The home prides itself on bringing outdoors in with several floors and glass windows, retractable walls, and sliding doors. Right next to your outdoor shed with the ocean breeze flowing in. I'd highly recommend it. Very nice. 3168 Makani Eka Place, Kalua Kona. A lot of people imagine a mansion in Hawaii. They imagine driving down the rainforest to a warm, elegant beachside escape. Basically, they imagine 3168 Makani Eka Place in Kalua Kona. Listed for $20.7 million. This home offers that wild escape. That's so wild that it doesn't have a hot tub. The 5-bedroom master bedroom feel. However, this home comes with some good, some bad. If you're looking for a kitchen, it's complete with a
what do you want?
Why you asking me what you want? You think that I come to you like this? Then you know you're not here, you're not going to make
What kind of crime?
When you brush in my car that day, why you want when you see my food, this car, and when you see my food, why you went and touched my Beauty Association checkbook?
Isn't just a home. Set on 7.45 acres.
Now, Beauty Association
comes with an impeccable landscape.
you when you think you have people money, and you get it right there with this.
Outdoor kitchen environment.
So we're here. The village known as
You sit it down in that room here and you used to get people money, used to get people money, who you have come up here and just as the time they were really you.
picture sitting
If
in your
you
home,
look on that chat board where you got right now,
watching a
you
family.
will see 2 or 3 signatures, places dead.
The houses
And the
themselves
people
are
whose
shot.
signature is dead,
There are
their names are dead.
elements
You will see it.
There's a main home in the center of the park with 6 additional homes.
When you take the people just go from a car, you want to put me in trouble.
They feature gorgeous open-air
You
patios.
better people to think that I'm eating their calculated money. Where I take this money from?
Some even
I use the same money, the money that I used to work for you 2 big times to California. I didn't even get
I have
all
to say,
back
after
there.
seeing this property, I might have to call some business
Not far from Los Angeles to San Francisco.
I'm talking about Silicon Valley. Expensive city in America. Walk-in closet, a large fireplace, a private balcony, and my favorite
You
home.
sit down there, you tell what you want, and you say everything at a time. You just are picking up my damn. No John, no by the time you do. You know he wanted to let you do. It's an educational something. The John doesn't know that.
It's bringing back some
The John knows sickness, the no sickness, the no mental disability.
So we've driven down to Big Pimp.
Square foot home could fit about 2,900 tiny homes in this
I can believe
So,
the back
is
of
it
the walls.
all that space?
So earthy right now.
This home is a 5-bedroom, 12-bath, 6-on-8 each of that 8 acres. The grounds are covered in stunning landscaping with several built-in fireplaces, dining areas, and dancing children. Well, look, not everything in the house has to be neat. The house is soft with a mix of white floors and walls, hardwood floors, wood ceilings, dark wood accents. Basically, there's just one everywhere. It looks phenomenal. So, yes, the home is stunning. Where's the fun? The pizzazz? Where's the pool you can fill with all your money? Oh, right here. This is actually the only indoor pool on our list, and the only indoor pool with reflective skylights and swivel chairs. That's not bad. Also has a 3,000 a 15-seat private theater. Thinking about how much you'd have to work to afford this home. What if I told you you could work from this home? There's a separate building containing an executive office and meeting room. Like drive to town, who can deal with all your business in a nicer office right at home. Number 3, 267 Camino The next home on our list is the United States. At 267 Camino Al Lago, the next home certainly contributes to that with a price tag of $1.48 million. It's an awfully good thing you haven't made if you lived here, right? The home has lights, a neutral color palette, and the standard expensive. I'm just reporting the facts here. This home is one of the less flashy on our list. There's a gourmet kitchen, walk-in closets, and a Dolby theater. The exterior is where the home really shines, with a lamp pool, beautifully maintained grounds, and an outdoor parking space. Personally, Number 2, 1868 Floribunda Avenue, Wilshire, California. $45 million. If you were to buy a $45 million home, I think you'd probably be content if it was 1868 Floribunda Avenue, Hillsborough. It's an 8-bedroom, 10-bath, with a gorgeous all-white interior. But it isn't the interior that makes me excited about this house. Frankly, it isn't the interior that adds up to $45 million.
They're on Dr. B. I've been talking behind the videos. Mr. Lostry.
I need to start by saying this home has a built-in bocce court. Not sure what bocce ball is? Well, it's lawn bowling. Even if you don't know what that is, surely you know something called lawn bowling has got to be pricey. Once you're done lawn bowling on the property, you can cross bridges over to your own personal koi pond, complete with a waterfall. The pond leads to a patio beside an aviary on your property. Hopefully you have birds because the home is ready for them. Naturally, you have your yoga studio and guest house in the back, which has its own private entrance and driveway on the property. One might think a koi pond, an aviary, a lawn bowling court, and a yoga studio would be enough, but that's not even half of what these grounds have to offer. There's an orchard and an extravagant garden, a golf putting green, an outdoor kitchen, a full pool and spa, and a separate maid's quarters with its own entrance. I mean, with all that outside, I think I'd be happy as a clam just propping up a tent on the lawn.
Bang.
Number 1, 610 Los Tracos Road, Palo Alto. We've reached the most expensive home on our list. In my humble opinion, this is a home that belongs at the top of the list. Even with a price of $53.8 million, I think this home might just be worth it. Let me walk you through why. The home's interior was clearly designed with wineries in mind. Almost every room has exposed wood beams, stone fireplaces, and floor-to-ceiling windows. The home is light and airy throughout, even having glass floors in places just to ensure the house is as bright as possible. I don't think I'd enjoy walking over that after a long night out, however. There are several living areas throughout the 4 floors of the home, including dens, playrooms, and even corporate dining areas for holding meetings. This home has a poker room, a wine cellar, a massive movie theater, a full disco floor, a spa with steam, a sauna and massage room, a billiard room, a hidden safe room in case of a purge, and a pizza room. I have no idea what a pizza room is, but I want one desperately. My guess is it's right between the poker room and the wine cellar. Or maybe it's somewhere between the disco floor and the bedrooms. Anywhere that's perfect to stumble into after a night of partying. So maybe this house gets a little weird, but pizza rooms, disco rooms, poker rooms, is that enough to keep you entertained? Well, the room does have a full gym and a full basketball court, complete with climbing ropes and an intercom system. But perhaps it's summer. Maybe it's a little too hot to play basketball. Well, no worries. At this house, you can walk right next door into your own private ice arena. However, there's no word about there being a thing. If you're not into basketball or ice hockey, well, there's always golf. The home comes with 2 putting greens and a 110-yard practice area. Just your average everyday home. So, there you have it. The 5 most expensive homes for sale in Silicon Valley right now. Which house do you like the most? And which one do you think I put an offer in on? Let me know in the comments down below. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. As always, I'm Mr. Luxury, Big Pimp. Do. The Hamptons, the land of beaches that no one goes to, and boutique stores that line the streets. It's the summer playground for all your elite New York friends. It goes without saying, it's expensive. A house in the Hamptons will run you $2 million on average, and most people don't even live there year-round. Today, we're going to take a look at the 5 most expensive homes for sale in the Hamptons and ask the big question, are they worth the price tag? Number 5, 9 Old Town Lane, Southampton, $39.5 million. The least expensive home on our list clocks in at a whopping $39.5 million. Located at 9 Old Town Lane, it would have been a bit cooler if it was Old Town Road, but we won't hold it against it. Pop culture aside, this 10-bedroom, 12-bath home is chock full of things that justify that price tag. Normally, I'd start by talking about how pretty the bedrooms are, the hardwood floors. I mean, they truly are, just look at them. But I've got to talk about the elephant in the room, and in this case, the bowling alley. That's right, a 2-lane pro bowling alley that comes with everything you need for an authentic bowling experience. Well, minus the smell. The entire lower level of the home is a playhouse. Tired of bowling? You can walk 2 feet over to the full bar. If you're not a drinker, you can steadily heel-toe walk yourself into the next room, which is the home theater. Are you seeing the ceiling? That's a ceiling that puts planetariums to shame. Not only is the lower level a kid's dream, but the roof is also. If you've ever wanted a rooftop putting green with ocean view, this home is your chance. Of course, the home has all the staples of a mansion. There's a gourmet kitchen, a library, a guest home, a tennis court, and a nappy changing room. Yes, an entire room dedicated to changing your child's diapers. And that's no BS. Number 4, 582 Barron's Lane, Southampton. $49 million. Located at 582 Barron's Lane, the next home on our list is the property only a baron could afford at $49 million. The cottage, which is Hampton speak for mansion, has 6 bedrooms, 7 baths, 2 powder rooms, and 8,225 square feet of living space. The entire home has that coastal New England feel that so many people flock to the Hamptons in search for, with a shingled exterior, large bay windows, and whitewood accents throughout. There's a private guest wing to give your guests some, well, privacy. There's also a wine cellar, several offices, and a breakfast room that ensures no one thinks of the home as ordinary. No matter where you are in the house, you're getting those million-dollar Hampton views. From the front of the house, you can look out to see farmland and ponds. The back, of course, gives you stunning views of the Atlantic. A nice little mix, wouldn't you say? It's a little bit different than my current concrete jungle view of downtown LA. I can't complain. Of course, a couple of nice bedrooms and ocean views doesn't exactly add up to $49 million, now does it? Well, the property features a flower-lined path to the beach. In addition, it features a heated Junite pool, because really, who wants to swim in the cold Atlantic? You ever dip the toe in there? It's free. Not to mention, that shot from Jaws is sure to the ground somewhere. If you choose to live in this property year-round, there's some added bonuses that would really help out. A warm hot tub, for example, and 5 separate fireplaces will be sure to keep you cozy during those frigid winter months. Number 3, 26 Windmill Lane, East Hampton, $55 million. With an address like 26 Windmill Lane, you know you're in a vacation land right from the get-go. The price of the property at $55 million certainly backs that assumption up. Windmill Lane might look like a run-of-the-mill
Too cool.
in reality, is 2 homes for the price of 1. A 5-bedroom, 5-bath home serves as the main house. There's a 4-bedroom, 2.5-bath cottage. Your poolside guest cottage has 4 bedrooms and a veranda looking out on the ocean. I'd say you're doing pretty all right for yourself. Each bedroom in both of the buildings has in-suite bathrooms. To match every bedroom, a full kitchen, a wrap-around porch to really bring in that fresh air. Naturally, the home includes a massive heated pool, outdoor showers, private beach access, and 5 fireplaces. But if all that home isn't quite enough for you, there's room for more. The property is zoned to build an additional 12,000 square foot home and an additional 6,000 square foot guest house. If you're not looking to build a compound for all your friends and family, you can opt instead for another 60-foot long oceanside pool or a north-south facing tennis court. Personally, I opt for the tennis court. Family is fantastic and all, but you've got to have some place to relax. Coming in at the number 3 and 2 spot, 366 and 367 Gin Lane, $140 million. If your address is Gin Lane, you're certainly ready to party. Located at 366 and 367 Gin Lane, the next property on our list packs the party, and with a listing price of $140 million, it better. Long considered one of the finest properties in the Hamptons, the 2 homes have 21 bedrooms and 18 bathrooms between them across 4 acres. I know what you're thinking. That's not 1 home, that's 2 of the most expensive homes. Well, not in the Hamptons. This is a place where bigger is better, and bigger sometimes means having a massive guest house on your property. Both homes are nearly identical in appearance, having been built back in the early 1900s with classic gray weathered shingles on the exterior. Each home has dark wood floors, stark white walls, and I mean a lot of white walls, and brick accents throughout. There are 2 heated Junite pools, which cost about 5 times the price of an average pool. If you're feeling a little more free-spirited, there are several private paths that lead down to the ocean. Naturally, there's an all-weather tennis court, but if you'd rather do your exercising inside, there's a gym and sauna in each home. If you're feeling even lazier, you can sit back with a movie in the private cinema, or take a beer down for a round of billiards in the billiards room. If you aren't quite catching on, this is the type of property where you can do whatever, whenever. Considering the fact that there's separate wings and rooms for service staff, it looks like you'd certainly have help doing original plans. Number 1, 1080 Meadow Lane, $150 million. The most expensive property on our list isn't just the most expensive home for sale now. It's the most expensive home of all time in the Hamptons. Previously owned by Robert Silverman, the entrepreneur who founded SFX Entertainment. The property was sold in 2016 for a low of $38 million. Now, it's shattering records with a $150 million price tag. If you were to buy this property, you wouldn't just be getting a 12-bedroom, 12-bath house with stunning views. Oh, no, no. For $150 million, you're getting more than just a home. You're getting 2 golf greens, each with its own golf course and a golf cart path between the 2. If I was to buy this property, you'd know there'd be some good old golf cart racing happening. I mean, for $150 million, you ought to be able to have a little fun. You're also getting a large tennis court with a tennis house, of course. If 2 golf houses and a tennis house aren't enough, don't worry. There's also a large pool house that is also home to your personal spa and sauna. The property has the distinction of being one of the only homes with a 360-degree view of the ocean. Luckily, the home includes several balconies, patios, and verandas. You can breathe in that salty ocean air on the summer morning. You can even enjoy the views from your infinity pool or hot tub just off the main home. I was a little wishy-washy on looking into buying a property in the Hamptons, but if I could land something as fabulous as this, it might just be able to sway me. So, there you have it. The 5 most expensive homes in the Hamptons. Which one's your favorite? Let me know in the comment section down below. As always, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. I'm Mr. Luxury. Big Pimp to doodly-doo.
Another CEO that I did not ignore is that of the Cash Mark Barney is the richest man in India and has a thousand richest in the world.
Wide open spaces, cowboy boots galore, barbecue around every corner. There are a lot of things to love about Texas, and perhaps that's the reason why so many people flock to this diverse state. While I'm not exactly the cowboy type, I've got to say, the allure of the massive state has almost been enough to make me hang up my suit and start saying y'all. They say everything is bigger in Texas, and when it comes to the price of the most expensive homes, that is certainly true. Some mansions for sale in Texas cost 20 times more than the average American will make in their lifetime. After learning that, I knew I had to take a look at some properties to see what exactly is going down in the Lone Star State. Well, shine your cowboy boots and put on that hat, because today we're
Ever seen and consign gasoline to history.
This is something truly revolutionary.
Okay,
Wants to
so
build his unprecedented Tesla
I'm Mr. Lost Screen Big Pimp doodly-doo. Taking a short break.
and trigger an electric transport revolution.
It's been a long time since something like that happened in the car business, but it's here.
It's a dream many have had, but none have realized.
listed at $19.5 billion. The house looks much more
Aluminium bodywork,
when it's slowly converted into just
19-inch alloys,
that's running out those who don't care.
under $50,000 price tag.
The home is around 11
We're
At
back.
first glance, this car is the latest in a long line of high-end sedans. But that is where
Mr.
the
Lost
similarities
Screen
are.
Big Pimp doodly-doo.
The Model S is a totally different type of car. Tesla believes it can lead a revolution and change the face of motoring forever. It's the first ever mass-made premium sedan powered purely by electricity. Designed to have speed and range, and not a drop of gas.
Our goal is to create an electric car that is the best car in the world and show that that's what an electric car can be.
Tesla's goal is to kill off the combustion engine and prove the electric car has finally come of age.
Driving a gasoline car is going to feel like yesterday. Driving this car is driving the future.
This is Elon Musk, Tesla's co-founder and CEO. Elon,
You watch me now. Just watch me. Just watch me now. It's so good.
When doors open for you in some future you can't see right now,
Mr. Lost
that person you'll become won't ever be defeated
You watch me now.
in any arena against any opponent.
Just watch me now.
Because you're building your own story of yourself, one victory at a time.
Are you an independent creative looking for more practical solutions to elevate your brand? Well, SMG may have the options you need. Selfless Music Group is a referral service company for artists and entrepreneurs to find the resources essential to sustain business growth. Our purpose is to support your success, not dictate it, as we specialize in value and convenience, providing each of our clients with direct access to a plethora of services from brand consultants to production companies and event planners throughout Central Florida. You no longer have to settle for a lack of time. Visit our website to discover more solutions today and begin filling the gaps in creativity one resource at a time.
Mr. Lost Great Big
By any measure, Donald Trump is filthy rich, currently worth just over $3 billion. The real estate mogul and television star who found a third career as President of the United States can afford just about anything he wants, and he has no problem showcasing that ability to everyone around him. Aside from his documented love of cheap fast food, there isn't much Donald Trump purchases that the average person could afford. Here now are the big questions. Here are the most incredible things the president spends his billions on. So many cars. Like many rich people, Donald Trump has an exquisite car collection. His might be among the most impressive around, though more for quality rather than quantity. Trump doesn't collect dozens of cars, but what he does own are some of the most expensive, most powerful, and highest quality luxury vehicles ever made. He owns a 2003 Mercedes-Benz SLR McLaren, which ran over $445,000 upon release. He also keeps a 1997 Lamborghini Diablo VT, a Mercedes Maybach S600, a Tesla Roadster, and a 2016 Cadillac Escalade. In addition, he keeps a 2015 Rolls-Royce Phantom around. This vehicle starts at $500,000 and is fully customizable. Who knows how much Trump spent to make the interior as lush and golden as he likes everything else? Then there's his 2011 Chevrolet Camaro Indianapolis 500 pace car, which was a legitimate pace car that he was apparently supposed to drive in the 2011 Indy 500, until scheduling issues made that impossible. Finally, there's his 1956 Rolls-Royce Silver Cloud, which is technically a replica. This was one of Trump's first cars, and he fell in love with it so much, he eventually paid Rolls-Royce to make him a new one just like it. The offer was clearly enticing enough that the company happily agreed. 17 golf clubs. As he's shown many times over the past few years, Donald Trump loves the game of golf. He's been investing in the sport since 1999 when he first purchased his first club. But he certainly didn't stop at one. Currently, the president owns not one, not two, but 17 different golf courses around the world. Many of his clubs were properties he snatched up after the Great Recession of 2008. Even still, he spent hundreds of millions of dollars simply on buying all these properties. Never mind renovating them and turning into worthy showcases of both his brand and his favorite pastime. Take the Trump National Golf Club in Los Angeles. Trump paid $27 million to buy the course from its former owners. After a landslide sunk the 18th hole and forced the club into bankruptcy, Trump and his organization have since spent over $260 million renovating and updating it, making it the single.
What is love? Two hearts, one soul, a kiss, a hug, a laugh. It's passion. It's freedom. It's mystery. It's the journey and the destination. It's vows made and promises kept. It's a feeling, a need, no rules. All included, all unlimited. Feed your hunger, quench your thirst, live your dreams. Fulfilled, indulged, reborn. What is love? Love is all you need. Call 1-800-SANDALS.
The most expensive golf course in history. Though most of Trump's golf properties are based in the US, he also owns several courses in Ireland, Scotland, and Dubai. Once he leaves office, there's no reason to think he won't seek to add even more courses, possibly in more countries, to his repertoire. That way he can golf on his own course literally anywhere. $100 million private airplane. If Trump ever feels like a luxury helicopter is too cramped, he's always got his luxury private jet to play around in. His personal Boeing 757 is among the most valuable and most powerful private planes on the earth. Trump purchased the Boeing, which had been built in 2011, for an incredible $100 million. That alone makes the jet, now formally dubbed Trump Force One, the 8th most expensive plane in the world. It's likely worth even more now that its owner has upgraded it so much. Inside, you'll find a lounge, bedrooms, a dining room, a guest room, and Trump's own personal master bedroom. Inside the master bedroom is a private cinematic entertainment system and a private bathroom. That bathroom, as befitting Trump, sports a sink with a 24-karat gold interior. But don't feel left out yet if you can't use that sink. Just about everything on the plane that can be is plated in gold. The plane itself is a technical marvel, featuring a state-of-the-art computerized glass cockpit and boasting 2 Rolls-Royce engines that can propel Trump Force One to speeds exceeding 500 miles an hour. It's no wonder Trump didn't exactly want to park it in favor of the official Air Force One upon taking office, but that's exactly what he had to do. As the presidential plane has actual security measures and access to military operational secrets and procedures, he'll just have to wait until the job is done to fly his beloved Trump Force One again. 3 helicopters. Lots of rich people own helicopters. Trump, meanwhile, reportedly has 3, mostly because he's, well, Trump. To be fair, we've only seen 2 of them, and considering how much Trump likes to show off his wealth, it's rather curious he doesn't show off all of his whirly birds. But he's certainly wealthy enough to own more than 1 chopper if he likes. The second helicopter isn't technically his. Well, not permanently anyway. That would be Marine One, the official White House helicopter. That, due to security reasons, is the only chopper he's allowed in while he's president. That'll be just one of the many perks he can look forward to after returning to his private life, the ability to fly in his other most famous chopper. In 2011, he bought a used Sikorsky S-76 copter, spending upwards of $7 million to acquire it. But the ride wasn't, to coin a phrase, Trumpy enough for the Trump. So he reportedly spent an extra $750,000, so famous New York aircraft designer Eric Roth could make the copter worthy of its owner's name. The mission was most certainly accomplished, as the Sikorsky, now with the name Trump spelled outside in giant lettering, is pure helicopter luxury. Almost everything inside, from the seats to the pillows, are either colored or covered in gold. Much of the wooden surfaces have the Trump family crest painted on it, in gold, of course. Even the seatbelts are gold, because Donald Trump is nothing if not dedicated to stamping his personality onto everything he owns. Gold everything. We can't proceed any further into an article about Donald Trump without mentioning what he seemingly loves most of all: gold. Perhaps the ultimate symbol of luxury and a well-off life, Trump prefers as much of his world be adorned in gold as possible. From gold-rimmed cups and plates to gold-plated sinks in his private planes, Trump's world is only slightly less covered in gold than King Midas's. The furniture, blankets, and curtains in his jets and homes are even laced with gold. This even applies at his new job, where he's replaced the curtains in the Oval Office with gold-colored and gold-rimmed curtains. If he thought he could hit a golf ball accurately with gold-plated golf clubs, he probably would. And because this is Donald Trump, his gold possessions aren't just colored that way. Whenever possible, he uses genuine 24-karat gold to turn his world into a monument to his wealth. His love of the shiny metal is so far-reaching, he'd love to officially make it how the United States makes and spends its money. The U.S. abandoned the gold standard in 1973, but Trump has made several comments since announcing his campaign for president about how he would return to that standard. Whether that happens or not, it's clear that Trump will continue to adhere to his own personal gold standard for the rest of his days. Real estate. Forget the politics, and The Apprentice's Donald Trump is first and foremost a real estate guy. He's been active in the industry since joining his father's company in the 1960s. It's where he made his billions and where he likely will continue to do so after leaving office. Currently, Trump invests in properties all over the world, outside of the U.S., buildings in Canada, India, the Philippines, South Korea, Turkey, and Uruguay all bear his name and fingerprints. In the United States, Trump owns buildings in New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, Illinois, Florida, Hawaii, and Nevada. It's difficult to say how much money he's invested over the decades, but considering his specialty is high-class luxury apartment life, it's safe to say he's spent hundreds of millions, if not billions, between buying, selling, and investing in all of these properties. Trump currently isn't active in real estate due to all the duties that come with running a humongous country, but it must be comforting to know that once his political career ends, he'll definitely have something lucrative to fall back on. The Trump Winery. Despite being a teetotaler who claims to have never even sipped alcohol in his life, Donald Trump owns a humongous winery. Clearly, he's not his own best customer. In 2011, Trump purchased Charlottesville, Virginia's Cluj Estate Winery and Vineyard, which was at risk of foreclosure. He ultimately paid just over $3.5 million for the estate. through methods one could describe as both creative and shady. According to Bank of America, who had paid $16 million for the property's mansion at a foreclosure auction, Trump first purchased acres of land around the estate, then arranged for it to intentionally look closed off and raggedy. This move, alleges Bank of America, made other potential buyers shy away from making an offer, as they thought the property was either wrecked beyond repair or exclusively owned by Trump. Thus, without any other options, the bank took a bath and accepted Trump's offer. Whatever you think of this method, it was clearly worth it, as the former Clues winery is currently valued at over $25 million. Since renaming it after who else? Himself, Trump's revamped it to be much more than a winery. It's got a clubhouse, a hotel, it can host weddings and corporate events, and it's crafted several high-scoring and award-winning vintages. GOAT, a tribute to Muhammad Ali. Not everything Donald Trump spends his money on is gold-plated and super flashy. Sometimes what he purchases has legitimate sentimental value, such as his signed copy of a Muhammad Ali tribute book. The fact that its cover is almost entirely gold is merely a bonus. Trump has long been a huge fan of the boxing legend, even tweeting after Ali's passing about how he was truly a great champion and a wonderful guy. So it makes sense that he would pay top dollar for the book GOAT, a tribute to Muhammad Ali. Of course, everyone who owns this book did. Only 1,000 copies ever made it into circulation. But not only was each one signed by the greatest, each copy cost around $15,000. For Trump, it was money easily spent and well spent. A gold-plated motorcycle. Donald Trump isn't one to ride motorcycles, but he's most definitely one to own one. But being who he is, he couldn't just buy a regular expensive motorcycle and call it a day. No, he had to find a way to adorn it with as much gold, if not more, than his usual insane purchases. In 2012, Trump visited the set of American Chopper, and the show's stars agreed to customize a special motorcycle just for the future president. It was pure Trump, with gold plating and lining everywhere. The tank was gold, the handlebars were gold, and even the wheels were gold. The Trump name made it right onto the pedal and the engine. But what good is having a chopper like this made just for you if even one person doesn't know it's for you? We don't know exactly how much Trump paid for this commission or how much it's worth, only that it can't possibly be less than tons. We do know, however, that Trump heartily approved of the project and isn't making the customer happy what really counts. Trump Tower. By 1995, Donald Trump had a ton to his name. So why not spend the money to add not just one more thing, but the one more thing? He did just that by purchasing a 71-story building at 40 Wall Street in New York City, renaming it, naturally, the Trump Building. The total cost, $10 million. The total value, damn near priceless. This building has a storied history that long predates Trump. It was built in the late 1920s as part of the so-called Race to the Sky, a competition between several NYC fat cats to see who could build the world's tallest habitable building. The 927-foot Trump Building, then known as the Manhattan Company Building, actually won the race briefly, until a month later, when the nearby Chrysler Building added a giant spire to surpass it at 1,046 feet. The Manhattan Company called shenanigans since spires aren't exactly livable. But less than a year later, the 1,250-foot Empire State Building showed up and claimed the tallest title outright. By the time Trump showed up, the building was in bad shape, having been neglected for years after a shadowy 1982 deal brokered by Filipino President Ferdinand Marcos fell through. Trump purchased the lease in 1995 for $10 million, though he's since claimed he only spent $1 million. Either way, it's clearly been a sound investment, as experts currently peg the building's worth at over $1 billion, making it Trump's most valuable building by far. Not bad for a place that was just shy of dilapidation before he swooped in. If you enjoy the gold-plated and luxurious side of life, make sure to check out my channel and the link at the top of the description. As always, I'm Mr. Luxury, and if you enjoyed this top trending video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Big Pimp,
Big Pimp.
We have a market here with high demand.
I'm Mr. Lux,
and of course, we are the center
and
of
that's my
technology.
video.
The
Make
tech
sure
sector
to
is doing
watch
well.
more of my
Everything that
Big
drives
Pimp
the tech sector,
do
the local economy, venture capital, private equity, I've seen my fair share of heist movies. I've always been a fan of the twists, turns, and double crosses, so meticulously planned and executed to perfection. So, naturally, when a friend of mine told me a story about someone who had stolen millions of dollars worth of diamonds from an impenetrable safe in the Antwerp diamond district of Belgium, I just had to know more. The Antwerp diamond district is one of the most heavily secured places in the world, with billions and billions of dollars worth of diamonds changing hands there every year. And it was at this location in 2002 that a gang of thieves known as the School of Turin pulled off one of the largest diamond heists in history. The man behind the Antwerp diamond heist, Leonardo Natarbatolo, was familiar with the area. He sometimes traveled there to pawn off diamonds he had stolen back in his home country of Italy. Leonardo was a known thief since the mere age of 8 years old. The story goes that young Leo was running an errand to buy milk and wound up whipping off the milkman's stash of lira. While law enforcement believes that Natarbatolo was the ring leader, he had said that an unnamed diamond dealer recruited him. This unidentified man, Natarbatolo claims, paid him to take pictures of the vault's complex security system and created a record of the vault. The official story is that Natarbatolo opened a jewelry storefront in Turin in what authorities agree was a cagey way to gain access to a notoriously insider industry and rob his fellow jewelry hucksters blind. Respectability is a great way for crooks to gain access to their targets. So when he moved to Antwerp around 2000,
Says one-man store
Prime location also comes with a hefty price tag. Property agents and bills is ranked the combined totals of residential and office rental per person per year across leading world cities. Let's take a look at which place is the most expensive for
using this combination of high-tech methods, like mimicking a code of electronic signals to fool the garage door sensors, and low-tech ones, like spritzing hairspray on detectives to temporarily disable them.
Avenue Montaigne is an
Make their
exclusive
way to the
residential
vault's
neighborhood for
combination
rich wealthy
with
and
over
famous.
100
Located in the 8th Hour
million
Diamond
potential
in the Chancelliers
properties.
Quarter,
The
this
law remains
350-year-old avenue is steeped in
biggest
cultural
mystery.
history. The
Leonardo
street is also home
was
to
able
upscale
to
Hotel
recruit
Plaza
the
Vinny.
combination
The average price per 10 square feet is around
the position of the
$26,000.
lock
The price
in
change year on
relation
year
to
is around
anyone
3%.
unlocking
Its
would
famous
likely
neighbors are
have
Canadian
blocked it
Embassy
from
Marlene
view. A
Dietrich
more
before her
obvious
death in
theory is that
1992.
whoever last locked the vault simply forgot to spin the wheel.
New York's rich and famous have
With
flocked to
limited
Fifth
room in
Avenue
their
since the
bags, the
1900s
criminals
for its
have to
exclusive
forced to
cachet
make
and central
choices,
location.
sorting
The
through
most
the
expensive
loot to
properties are
select
those
only
sold
the
along the
most
stretch between
valuable
59th and
stones. As they
96th, where the
hurried,
street
they
fronts
left
lead
a
to Central
veritable
Park. The
fortune
street is home
behind.
to the most
Even
iconic
if they
landmark
did
buildings
manage
and
to
shopping
bag
centers in
between
the U.S.,
100
including the
and
Empire State Building, the
632
Rockefeller Center, and Saks. The average price per 10 square feet is $28,000, and the price change year on year is 5.4%. Famous neighbors residing here are Bill Murray and Tom Brokaw.
Known as Speedy, one of
Ostachenka in
Natarbatolo's
downtown Moscow is one of the oldest streets in Russia and is the most expensive one too. Dotted with Art Nouveau buildings and famous landmarks.
About him as his friend did. After the robbery, they hauled the diamonds into a couple of getaway cars, and on the way back, Speedy started to have a panic attack.
Rich with vegetation. Another selling point for the island is the
Speedy was throwing the evidence into the
The ocean
woods,
floor
but
drops
shortly after,
dramatically off the
Leonardo
coast of the
called
island.
his friend up
Perfect
$100
temperatures
worth
and
of
cold weather
merchandise.
make it a perfect
The authorities say there is still $135 million missing. In a splashy piece
Coming in
for
at number 7 on the list is
Leonardo
Hawk
claimed that he
priced
was
at
not
$35
the
million.
orchestrator. Sure,
Hawk brings us back to the Bahamas and is
the
just
whole
miles
thing,
from
he said,
Burkett.
was an
The 10th
elaborate
item on our
insurance
list.
fraud
Hawk keeps
organized
with
by
the
a
animal
Jewish
theme of
diamond
many islands
dealer.
in
A
Bahamas.
fantastical
Recently has
tale
become
built
known as
a
the
replica vault that
This
helped a
island
group
is
of
one of the
robbers
few
land
islands
the
where you can
terrain
actually
well enough
land
to
your
feel their way
private jet.
past the diamond
While
center's
most islands
Byzantine
can only be
security
accessed by
measures.
boat
Even
and
pitch
helicopter.
black dark.
Blue Island is long
Nevertheless,
enough to do the job
Natarbatolo
for
sticks to his
And
story
if there's
that
one
he
thing
wasn't the
has
leader
love
of
as much
the
as their
Antwerp
private
diamond
islands.
heist, and this matter led the authorities to the
private
whereabouts
islands.
of the diamonds. What do you think? Are the diamond ships still out there?
So
As you can imagine,
the
the
island is
location,
quite
feel free
large.
to give me a
And
call.
has had
I'm
significant
looking to get a new
development.
ticket.
The island is
Anyway,
full of
I
700
digress. If you'd like to hear more of these diamond mysteries, make sure to comment down below.
$39 million. Charles Island, Bahamas.
Charles Island is a
Automobiles have long been a status symbol for millionaires and billionaires alike, flaunting their wealth and prestige to the public by driving or riding in foreign sports cars or luxury sedans. In today's video, we'll be looking at some of the cars owned by the world's most notable billionaires. I think you'll find that some of these cars are jaw-droppingly luxurious, and you might be just as surprised to see some cars that are so inconspicuous. You think they were owned by someone making a fraction of the billionaires that really own them.
And will have endless possibilities with deciding what to do with the blank.
Let's begin with a very rich man and a very nice car. Mark Zuckerberg reportedly purchased a Pagani Huayra in 2014.
Once again, we leave
The Huayra is a supercar named after a South American wind car and one worthy of a Facebook founder. If you'd like to know more about this vehicle, I previously posted a video about the most recent Pagani model, so make sure to check that out. It has become a house. The most recent model of the Pagani Huayra is going for around $2.5 million. Zuckerberg's 2014 model was closer to 1.2
located just 10 minutes by
some of
boat
these
from the
cars.
main island of Bora Bora, French Polynesia.
Automobiles have long been a status symbol for millionaires and billionaires alike, flaunting their wealth and prestige to the public by driving or riding in foreign sports cars or luxury sedans. In today's video, we'll be looking at some of the cars owned by the world's most notable billionaires. I think you'll find that some of these cars are jaw-droppingly luxurious, and you might be just as surprised to see some cars that are so inconspicuous. You think they were owned by someone making a fraction of the billionaires that really own them. Let's begin with a very rich man and a very nice car. Mark Zuckerberg reportedly purchased a Pagani Huayra in 2014. The Huayra is a supercar named after a South American wind god and one worthy of a Facebook founder. If you'd like to know more about this vehicle, I previously posted a video about the most recent Pagani model, so make sure to check that out after this video. The most recent model of the Pagani Huayra is going for around $2.5 million, but Zuckerberg's 2014 model was closer to $1.84 million. But that's not to say the $75 billion man couldn't spare the extra change. Along with this supercar, Zuckerberg is also known to own an Acura TSX, a Honda Fit, and a Volkswagen Golf GTI. These cars are all under $50,000, and it seemed for a while that Zuckerberg would be that low-key, inconspicuous billionaire until he cashed out and treated himself with the Huayra. Moving along from Facebook to Microsoft, Bill Gates' most notable car is that of the 1988 Porsche 959. Only 300 of these cars were ever made, and in the year it was released, it was the fastest car in the world. The 88 Porsche 959 is an absolute classic, with a timeless design and killer speed to this day. The car has gone as high as $2 million at an auction, but for Bill Gates, it wasn't so easy. Because of the car's rarity, only 50 of the vehicles ever made it to the States. Many of the cars didn't fit the safety standards of the United States. Bill Gates' model had never been crash tested, so it was impounded, and Gates was prohibited from driving it on the road. So Gates went about using the show and display law, which basically says the car is part of a museum or gallery. But somehow or another, through some legal loophole, Bill can finally drive his precious car.
Since 2007, this 2,000-acre private island has been on the
Let's keep this Microsoft train moving and take a look at Steve Ballmer's pair of wheels. Ballmer is a former CEO of Microsoft and the current eccentric owner of the Los Angeles Clippers. The Clippers are currently sitting pretty with their two new superstars, Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, and Ballmer is sitting awfully pretty in his 2009 Ford Fusion Hybrid, MSRP $19,500. Ballmer is worth $50 billion. But trust me, this is not the biggest discrepancy you'll see in this video. Perhaps if the Clippers win a ring, Ballmer can celebrate by buying a Lamborghini or two.
240 million euros, $310 million. Amazon CEO and founder Jeff Bezos owns a 12% stake in Amazon, worth about $114 billion, following his divorce from his ex-wife Mackenzie. But despite his wealth, a younger Bezos in 1999 still drove a 1996 Honda Accord, 2 years after the retailer went public. When asked about his vehicle of choice in a 1999 episode of 60 Minutes, Bezos said, "This is a perfectly good car. The MSRP in 1996 was $17,890, and he was not wrong. The 99 Accord is one of the most dependable cars of all time." The Walmart empire has produced several billionaire heirs. One of those heirs is Alice Walton, who is worth all of $52 billion. Walton, however, is content with the simpler things in life. She famously drives a 2010 Ford F-150. It's no slouch of a truck, but it's just not one you'd expect from someone worth half of 9 figures. It's no surprise that Elon Musk owns a bunch of Teslas. One day he'll own the Tesla SUV. I just hope the windows are fixed by then. Musk famously swapped places with the first person to place an order on the Model 3. But it's believed that Musk prefers his Roadster. Plenty of billionaires own Teslas because of their advanced technology and absurdly high customer satisfaction. But there's one thing Elon Musk can say that no one else in history can. His personal Tesla Roadster was sent to outer space thanks to his endeavors of his other company, SpaceX. I think Elon wins the award for the best promotion and marketing techniques, and I think he wins it by a landslide. Warren Buffett, the Oracle of Omaha, is well known for his frugal ways. The billionaire CEO of Berkshire Hathaway has pledged to donate 99% of his net worth of $84.2 billion in his lifetime. He has always been known for living in a modest home and driving modest cars. Currently, Buffett drives a 2014 Cadillac XTS. The MSRP for a new one was $23,500. Before his 2014 Caddy, he owned a 2006 Cadillac DTS. CEO of Alphabet and co-founder of Google, Larry Page, has earned his spot as the 8th richest person in the world. Although he has an annual salary of just $1, his net worth is about $53.5 billion as of October 2018. Larry Page drives a Toyota Prius, according to his Reuters. 2019 base price $23,770.
I'm in the liberal arts business program at Madison College. They keep it real with you. It kind of makes me grow as a person. That's really helpful when you are in a business setting.
Your future, your college, Madison College.
I love Rakuten. It's basically free money.
It's an easy way to earn cash back on the stuff I'm already buying.
When you have a child and they're constantly growing out of clothing, earning cash back from Rakuten just makes everything easier.
Sometimes it's 3%, sometimes it's 8%, but you're always getting cash back.
The way cash back works on Rakuten is so they get a commission from the store and then they share that commission with me.
Then you have more money to spend because you've got free money. Go to Rakuten.com and sign up today for a $10 bonus.
Embraer's design chief, Jay Beaver, has overseen lavish redesigns of interiors that are built to customers. Jack Ma is the co-founder of the e-commerce and tech conglomerate, the Alibaba Group. The China-based group's 2014 IPO was the world's biggest public stock offering at the time, raising $25 billion. With a net worth of $37.3 billion, Jack Ma is the second richest man in China. However, he has been seen in a row RX-5 SUV as recently as October 2018. The RX-5's infotainment system is powered by Alibaba's Yon OS operating system, so the car makes sense for PR, but it doesn't make much sense as far as Ma's bank account is concerned. 99 feet 9 inches long. Facebook and Asana co-founder Dustin Moskovitz has a net worth of $13.4 billion, according to Forbes. Despite his 3% stake in Facebook, Moskovitz stayed rich
A 25 profile of Moskowitz in the Seattle Times noted that he drove a Volkswagen R32 at the time. The MSRP for the R32 in 2008 was $32,000.
And it comes fully equipped with dinnerware and cutlery.
Larry Ellison is the founder and CEO of Oracle and is known for his extravagant spending habits. He collects real estate, cars, airplanes, and yachts. When it comes to cars, his collection has included an Audi R8, McLaren F1, Lexus LFA, and the Lexus LS 600HL. According to the LA Times, he's also known for giving his friends expensive gifts, including the Acura NSX, which costs more than $100,000. Mr. Ellison, if you're watching this, you seem like a really cool guy. Maybe we should hang out sometime.
The property of Global 7,500 years, according to the company.
As the former CEO of Uber, Kalanick should be spending his money on nothing but cars. But Kalanick admitted in 2016 that he does own a 1999 BMW M3 convertible. But he said that the alternator is broken and his driver's license is expired. There is thankfully a very simple solution for that problem, former CEO of Uber.
With a walk-in shower, a club suite,
Self-made billionaire businessman Richard Branson is the man behind Virgin Group, is with $5.32 billion. While Branson spends some of his time jetting around in his private plane, he also drives a Range Rover, which is gifted to him each year by the brand. In a recent interview, Branson said that his first car was a 1968 Morris Minor. Lastly, I thought I would mention what car I'm driving around these days. Just like many of the billionaires on this list, I am a simple man, and I don't need much to make me happy. The only thing I've really wanted in a car recently is speed. So that's why I drive a Koenigsegg CCXR 250. I bought it at auction for nearly $3.9 million, and thankfully it has a
fly for 16 hours at more than 500 miles an hour. The refurbishment of the plane that, in a commercial setup, can carry up to 200 people, now has room for just 43. Some of the features include a bedroom, a dining room, a private guest room, an entertainment room, and this jet even has a 24-karat gold bath. Yes, you heard that correct. Every seat has a personal TV screen as well, with access to an entertainment system that offers a library of more than 1,000 and 2,500 audio CDs.
top speed of
There's also gold,
$200,000.
including on the seatbelts. And the family logo is stamped on virtually
Larry
every
Ellison is the
car.
founder and CEO of Oracle. He
Airbus
is known for his extravagant spending habits. He collects real estate, cars, airplanes, and yachts. When it comes to cars, his collection has included an Audi R8, McLaren F1, Lexus LFA, and the Lexus LS 600HL. According to
Airbus has taken
doesn't make much sense as far as Mars' bank account is concerned.
an extra fuel tanks to extend its range, and they're modded with Parker technique to customize the
Facebook and Asana co-founder Dustin Moskowitz has a net worth of $13.4 billion, according to Forbes. Despite his 3% stake in Facebook, Moskowitz stayed frugal. A 2011 profile of Moskowitz in the Seattle Times noted that he drove a Volkswagen R32 at the time. The MSRP for the R32 in 2008 was $32,000.
He recently completed a 16-hour flight at around
Larry Ellison is the founder and CEO of Oracle and is known for his extravagant spending habits. He collects real estate, cars, airplanes, and yachts. When it comes to cars, his collection has included an Audi R8.
on order. It's quite possible there will be one on the way to a billionaire near you. Number 4, the Boeing 787-8 BBJ, $324.6 million. The Boeing Dreamliner first went into commercial use in 2011, and it was inevitable that they would release a business version of the jet, something they did by 2014. The first one was built in collaboration with Kestrel and Greenpoint Technologies, who spent 2.5 years designing and installing the custom interior. The list price of the 787-8 is
McLaren F1, Lexus LFA, and the
and the upgrades cost a further $100 million. But as you'll see, it was all worth it, as they have converted the plane into a 2,400-foot luxury flying home. The master suite, accessible from the entrance, is completely separate from the rest of the cabin and is designed to be an oasis of silence. It has a California king-size bed, a huge bathroom with marble sinks, a double-sized walk-in shower, and even heated marble floors. Those with a lot of luggage are catered for, as the master suite also comes equipped with its own dressing room, a walk-in closet, a refrigerator, and a safe. Beyond the private quarters, the jet has an open main lounge designed to feel as spacious as possible, and includes 2 day beds in front of a 55-inch flat-screen display, along with other seats that have their own models. To the rear of this cabin is a VIP lounge, and then behind it is the guest cabin with 18 first-class reclining seats and a row of premium economy seats for the staff. The jet has a range of 11,500 miles, so you can reach virtually anywhere on Earth. Number 3, the Boeing 747-8 VIP, over $367 million. The 747 is probably the most famous commercial airliner in the world. But for those able to afford it, Boeing also offers a private version of the jet, costing $367 million for the base model. One recent and confidential client is said to have spent another $100 million to upgrade
This LS-600HL, according to the LA Times. He's also known for giving his friends expensive gifts, including the Acura NSX, which
miles an hour.
costs more than $100,000. Mr. Ellison, if you're watching this, you seem like a really cool guy. Maybe we should hang out sometime. As the former CEO of Uber, Kalanick should be spending his money on nothing but cars. But Kalanick admitted in 2016 that he does own a 1999 BMW M3 convertible. But he said that the alternator is broken and his driver's license is expired. There is, thankfully, a very simple solution for that problem, former CEO of Uber.
Plans involve making 2 jets resistant to meteor strikes, nuclear war.
Self-made billionaire businessman Richard Branson is the man behind Virgin Group that is worth $5.32 billion. While Branson spends some of his time jetting around on his private plane, he also drives a Range Rover, which is gifted to him each year by the brand. In a recent interview, Branson said that his first car was a 1968 Morris Minor. Lastly, I thought I would mention what car I'm driving around these days. Just like many of the billionaires on this list, I am a simple man. I don't need much to make me happy. The only thing I've really wanted in a car recently is speed. So that's why I drive a Koenigsegg CCXR Trevita. I bought
$50 million, although no one knows quite for sure. At 209 feet long and with 4 engines, it's the biggest private jet in Russia and has a range of 10,300 miles, with a cruising speed of 540 miles per hour. The high costs and high fuel consumption mean that this model isn't often used by civilian air fleets, but when you're one of the richest people in the world, it's unlikely to matter. Very little is known about the interior of Yuzmanov's jet, though as no images have ever been released. What is known is that it's registered in the Isle of Man with the registration M-IAPU, which means I'm Alisher Vorkanovich Yuzmanov. It is named Vorkan after his father. Number 1, the Airbus A380, over $600 million, also known as the Flying Palace. The most expensive private jet was conceived and ordered by Saudi Arabian Prince Al-Walid bin Talal in 2013, but he apparently sold it to an unknown buyer before even receiving delivery of the plane. It's a fully customized Airbus A380, which is the largest jet that's flown by commercial carriers, and costs $400 million from the assembly line. Refitting the interior of the double-decker plane costs at least $200 million, and could actually have been far more. For this expense, the prince installed
it at auction for nearly $3.9 million. And thankfully, it has a top speed of 254 miles an hour. Learn more about the Koenigsegg later in another future installment, Mr. Luxury's Garage. Anyways, if you're a billionaire, let me know in the comments.
King-size bed and a dining area, a meeting room, and even a luxury dining room each equipped with footrests, massages, and adjustable supports. There's also a boardroom and a laid-back lounge, but undoubtedly, the most standout feature of this jet is the throne that's pride and placed in the center. The A380 has a cruising speed of 560 miles per hour and a range of 9,200 miles. But you probably won't notice how long your trip is with a medicine like this. Well, I feel like I've been in an airport all day. I don't know about you. And if you had a few $100 million to spare, let us know how you would design and decorate your own private jet. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. As always, I'm Mr. Luxury. Pip Pip. Doodly-doo.
Mr. Luxury, Big Pimp, and doodly-doo.
2020. For a while, we all thought we'd have robot butlers and
They gotta be what? They gotta be it. What they do to him? What we really got? It look just like.
The luxury vehicles of 2020 came with
They got some cars. Sweet.
Today, we're going to take a look at the top 10 most expensive luxury vehicles of 2020.
Okay, so I'm Mr. Luxury. Big Pimp, boy, that big close is all right, brother. They look like I got these.
Section what car you alternator is broken. $2,000. Larry Ellison is the founder and CEO of Oracle, who is known for his extravagant spending habits. He collects real estate, cars, airplanes, and yachts. When it comes to cars, his collection has included an Audi R8, McLaren F1, Lexus LFA, and the Lexus LS 600HL, according to the LA Times. He's also known for giving his friends expensive gifts, including the Acura NSX, which costs more than $100,000. Mr. Ellison, if you're watching this, you seem like a really cool guy. Hey, maybe we should hang out sometime. As the former CEO of Uber, Kalanick should be spending his money on nothing but cars. But Kalanick admitted in 2016 that he does own a 1999 BMW M3 convertible. But he said that the alternator is broken and his driver's license is expired. There is, thankfully, a very simple solution for that problem, former CEO of Uber. Self-made billionaire businessman Richard Branson is the man behind Virgin Group and is worth $5.32 billion. While Branson spends some of his time jetting around on his private plane, he also drives a Range Rover, which is gifted to him each year by the brand. In a recent interview, Branson said that his first car was a 1968 Morris Minor. Lastly, I thought I would mention what car I'm driving around these days. Just like many of the billionaires on this list, I am a simple man. I don't need much to make me happy. The only thing I've really wanted in a car recently is speed. So that's why I drive a Koenigsegg CCXR Trevita. I bought it at auction for nearly $3.9 million, and thankfully it has a top speed of 254 miles an hour. But don't worry, you'll hear more about the Koenigsegg later in another future installment of Mr. Luxury's Garage. Anyways, if you're a billionaire, let me know in the comment section what car you'd be flaunting, whether it be a simple Honda Accord or a little something with more gumption. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. As always, I'm Mr. Luxury. Pip Pip, the doodly-doo.
Okay, that should do it for today with Mr. Luxury, Big Pimp, doodly-doo. That will be me. And we will see you next time.
At Capital Fitness, our mission statement is I train for life. Everyone has individual goals. Our goal is to guide an individual to create a sustainable and healthy plan for life. This approach is designed to educate individuals on how to utilize the tools and resources around them to create a healthy lifestyle. While the short-term goal desires dependence, the long-term goal practices independence. To ensure individuals find a suitable trainer, trainers at Capital Fitness have a wide variety of specialties as well as openings to fit your busy lifestyle. Schedule a free consultation today. Email alex@capitalfitness.net or come into Capital Fitness and discover how to make fitness and I Train for Life a part of your journey.
Want a better credit card? We've got you. The experts at NerdWallet